Hi, my name is June Harold. I'm a member of the One Block Wonder Facebook group, and I'm also a fabric designer. I designed a panel called the Lightkeeper's Quilt, and in mid-November of 2020, people posted questions about the panel I'm about to show you and how they should be hexing it. And some people said that they have been having trouble with what we're looking at, which is the oneblockWonder.com hex tool. On this URL, you can put www.onebblockwonder.com, or you can just put onebblockwonder.com. On this tool, we're going to upload the Lightkeeper's panel, an image of it, and we're going to go ahead and hex it. So you come over here on the onebblockwonder.com tool, and you have an intro that basically says the standard size of triangles is 3 3/4 inches. Well, that just kind of gives you a baseline to work with and to think about. Now, over here, you click this Choose Image button to upload the image that you want to hex. And in this case, again, we're using the Lightkeeper's Quilt panel to demonstrate this tool. Now, I have written tips on how to make the Lightkeeper's Galaxy, which is this quilt. Okay, and when I set out to do this quilt, we uploaded the panel image, and then we changed the settings. There's the image of the panel, the full panel. We changed the settings from the default 3 3/4 inches that this tool assumes as a standard size, and we change it now to 3 1/4 inches for the triangle size. I never really mess around with the offsets here. You can, just to see what is going to happen when you make hexes. Just play around with the tool. But the width of this image we're certainly going to put down is 27. Is um, it's 20. No, it's 24. Okay, so we're going to put in 24. I know this because that's what the width of the panel is. It's 24 inches. So let's go ahead and make the hexes. Click that. Okay, so you may have noticed that right underneath here an image changed. So now I've got my cursor. Here's my cursor. I'm going to scroll down. And what happens after you've set everything up here in the tool, you get an image back of the panel that shows you where the cut lines are for the triangles. So this is a computer. It's not a human being. So this is close, but you will end up having some variations. So this tool gives you a really good idea of what the possibilities are. And sometimes the tool actually shows you the hexagons, a few hexagons, that actually come out the way that the tool is showing you, as long as you keep your hexagons to the size that you entered into the tool up here, 3 1/4, okay? So I'm going to pause for a second and just tell you something about panels and when they're cut in shops. So the Lightkeeper's Quilt panel and fabric collection was manufactured and distributed in the year 2020 by Studio E Fabrics. And Studio E does a nice job with panels, making it easy for shops to quilt them so that you actually get the entire panel. There are cut lines on the yardage. Sometimes you'll see a little scissors in the selvage, and then there'll be scissors in the exact opposite place at the on the other end of the selvage for cutting. Hopefully a shop is going to line up those scissors when they cut to get, a straight line that gives you the whole panel. Some companies will actually put dotted lines in between each panel. That really is helpful because all the shop has to do is cut the dotted line on one side, turn the bolt over, cut the dotted line up the other side, and you definitely have the whole panel. So sometimes it's worth knowing about the cut lines on the yardage, what kind they are, whether they're just scissors in the selvage on one end and selvage on the other side, because then it's going to require a little effort on the shop side to make sure that they are cutting a true straight line from scissor to scissor. And given that fabric is not typically wrapped by machines in a perfect way, it can mean that the scissors in the selvage on one side, when you flip the bolt, you're going to notice that it's not, your eye's going to tell you it's not a direct cut. You can't just cut from where a scissor is when the bolt is rolled open all the way to the selvage from that scissors and expect to get a straight cut. So the best panels to be cut are the ones that have dotted lines between the panels. Okay, so there is the schematic that shows you where cut lines are for triangles and strips when you put in 3 1/4 inches. Now, underneath this schematic, you've got some choices here that enable you to see potential hexes made with these triangles. And they put them together, and the tool allows you to actually move these hexes around. Okay, so in the case of the Lightkeeper's quilt, I'm showing you the kinds of hexagons that would result. Now, this one right here is in the Lightkeeper's quilt. This one is in the Lightkeeper's quilt. This one is, this one is. See my cursor, I'm moving it. This one's in the Lightkeeper's quilt. This one is, this one is. One very similar to this is in there. And this one definitely is in the quilt. This is, and this is. So give me a second here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. What I just showed you, it's kind of hard to have the visual memory for this, but this one is in it. This is the quilted sample. This one is in it. We saw these in there. And so you kind of get a sense here of what I'm talking about and how effective this tool can be and what the options are for playing with it. So we're going to arrange the colors. This is a different way for you to see this. Okay, this inside pattern here is definitely in the Lightkeeper's quilt. So is this. This middle is as well. So when you arrange it in color, of course, you can see the contrast, you can see the variations in the blues, in the oranges, and so forth. So, you know, it's helpful to see how the hexes are arranged differently. So now I'm going to click Original Order. And you kind of see how there's flow in between these colors. Let's go to randomize, which really is randomization. There's no prioritizing visual concept here going on to bring these hexagons together. That's why it's a random tool, okay, when you click that option. So let's see if rows is going to work. It should. Sometimes there's a slow churning of a result in here because these are very intensive images. So these do work. You need to just go in here on your own to practice and to get some ideas. And so that's basically the tool. I can't recall whether or not I did the full disclosure at the beginning of this. My name is June Harold. I am the designer of the Lightkeeper's Quilt Collection. The free downloadable pattern for the Lightkeeper's Quilt Collection is on the Studio E website. It's different than this one. It is not the same quilt. This one is called the Lightkeeper's Galaxy, and I used the One Block Wonders of the World book to get some inspiration for this. There is a picture in the One Block Wonders of the World book called The Gardener's Galaxy, and that's what gave me the idea. There is no pattern for it, which is why I created the tip sheet that tells you to cut 3 1/4 inch triangles using to get the effect that we got in the quilt that I just showed you. So I hope this helps you. Again, a lot of panels are 24 inches by 44 by 43. So this little video should help you. And the tip sheet, if you want it, you can get the tip sheet to make the Lightkeepers Galaxy from June, just like the month, June, at quiltish.com. And for those of you, sorry, I should have said this at the beginning, who are new to making One Block Wonders, a One Block Wonder is a hexagon quilt. We often refer to hexagon as hexies. And a hexagon has 6 sides, so you need 6 triangles. And you need to have 6 of each triangle in a hexagon in order to make hexies for a quilt. So the One Block Wonders of the World book, or any of the One Block Wonders books by the same author, are great for teaching you how to make these quilts. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Thanks for watching. June, June, at Quiltish, Quil as in Larry, T as in Tom, ISH.com. I can send you the tip sheet. Take care. Bye.